Okay, so today what we're gonna do is switch some wheels around. So the 01 GT is gonna get the bullets, which are my favorite wheel for that car, especially with the white. And that looks really good, but we're gonna switch these wheels onto the 98 and then figure out what we're gonna do, because eventually I wanna get the 98's original Cobra wheels back on it. See, and I move these over here. And so I have some tires that we can throw on there eventually that are still decent. So we'll eventually put the 98 specific Cobra wheels back on the 98. Okay, this is actually a pretty amazing story, because when I first bought this car it had these same style wheels on it. So you may recall from my earlier videos that these are the wheels that were on the car most recently. They were 05 to 09 GT wheel, and they didn't quite match if you look at the offset in the back. So a friend of mine traded for me to get the wheels that the car had originally when I first got it, since I would have to eventually find the bullet wheels I really wanted, which were the 03, 04. But as you can see, these are the wheels that the car came with. These are pictures from when I first had it back in 2007. And I really liked the look of the wheel. It was really nice, but in the end I really wanted to put bullets on it. That was my favorite wheel for this car. So funny enough, my little sister got a black Mustang V6 and it had bullet wheels on it. So we swapped them over and actually put some other V6 wheels we had from those red V6 Mustangs there back onto her car. But my 01 GT did end up with a pair of bullets. And I really liked the way that it looked. The darker wheel contrasting with the white. It looked really sharp from every angle. I love the bullet wheel, and I played around. You can see I painted the valence there on Photoshop, and it was fun. And then with the bullet wheels, you want to have the acorn style lug nut, otherwise it looks kind of funny. And on this particular wheel, you cannot have that acorn lug nut because the center cap won't fit over it. So needless to say, I had to buy different lug nuts when I went to bullets on this car. When I sold this car 10 years ago, I had to take off the other lug nuts. And so over here, I've lived in like 3 different houses since. I found the original bag of these lug nuts that were once on that car. And if you look at the receipt here, it's 2007. So I found the receipt inside the bag and the original lug nuts. So how crazy is that? These lug nuts are now going to go back on that car, and these have followed me around every time I've moved. They've just been in the toolbox, or you know. So anyway, I think that was kind of crazy. Okay, so both these cars are in the air in the front. We're just going to swap wheels. So that's what the regular lug nut looks like. And then you got the acorn style here that's polished and a little bit bigger. So anyway, I broke the lug nuts loose while the car's on the ground. That helps it so the wheel's not spinning on you. And now we'll just do a little swapperoo. And while I had the wheel off, I had the opportunity to do a few things. One, the fog light was missing a screw there, so I found one that it needed and tightened that up. And also the wheel well liner was missing. It was in really bad shape, and so this one is actually coming off of the parts car where we got the door and the fender, and so I just put these tabs back in and lined it all up. And the CCRM is up in there, so it's good to have that back. And if you look on the other side, it was missing some of the tabs as well, so the fender lining was just kind of hanging. But I decided I'm going to hit this with Plasti Dip while I have it up. And the Plasti Dip really makes it look sharp in here, especially when the wheel's put back into place. Just to have it all black in there, it really makes a big difference. So I like to Plasti Dip the fender linings anytime I have the wheels off. Okay, so that's how that's starting to look on this car. Bolts look really good on this car. And then this one's now getting the bullets. And that's a really good looking combination there, especially with the Plasti Dip on the fender. It's nice and black. and the fender well. Okay, now you may have seen in one of my videos on the GT that when I originally sold it, they had cross-threaded one of the lug nuts. And so on here you can see one of these studs is clearly different than the others. So here it is, going back in time, and I found in that bag the original one that they had broken off. So anyway, kind of cool to find all this stuff again. So this exhaust is pretty cancerous, but a little bit of sandpaper will polish it right up. Now this doesn't seem like such a big deal, but every time I come home and I pull in the driveway, my headlights go right on this fender liner in here, and it's so dirty and light brown color, so that plasti dip really makes a difference. So now when headlights shine in there, it's nice and black, and it's going to look good in the daytime too. Now something you'll notice on these wheels is the weight difference, and the bullets, they're not really too heavy. They're coming in at 46.5 pounds or so, and yeah, don't tell my wife I'm using the scale. But the other wheels, they're actually really light, and a lot of people use them for racing because if they're shedding pounds anywhere that they can find it, these wheels come in about 2 pounds lighter per wheel, and so that really starts to add up. And it's a really strong wheel still, but a little bit lighter. So a lot of people will use these style wheels. They're just a nice lightweight wheel. Okay, this car's looking real good with the bullets on there now, and the plasti dip in the fenders. It's real dark up in there, kind of hard to see at night, but I can see it. It's harder to see on the camera, but I need center caps, and so my brother has them here. Here's his zinc yellow Mach 1. And yeah, here they are. Beautiful 10th here. His Mach 1. His torch red Mach 1. And the epoxy floor we did. Turned out real nice. So that about covers today's adventure. Thanks for watching, and we'll keep you updated with more channel posts. Thanks, guys.